What I have here is the Hex Gaming Rival controller. I spent $269.99 on this controller. So I'm going to tell you everything you do and don't know about this controller. And if you find this video at all helpful or enjoyable, then all I ask in return is for you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It does a lot for me, boosts my self-esteem, and it helps take this channel to a higher level every time it happens. So we appreciate you and appreciate everything you do. Now, let's get into the video and the unboxing. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year's to everybody watching this video. Happy New Year's to you if you're watching this the day that it drops. Happy New Year's to you if you're watching it within a reasonable amount of time of the new year. And Happy New Year's to you if you're watching this 7 years from now. Happy New Year's to all, and I pray that you guys have a great new year. I hope it's the best year of your life and that you enjoy everything that comes with it. Stay safe and stay happy. Now let's get into the video. So in order for me to get this controller, I had to order it online. When it came to my house, it was a big box, and inside that big box was a big box saying Hex Gaming Controller. Then when I opened that big box, there was my controller looking real good, wrapped in bubble wrap and all these different things. Then inside that box with the controller, you have these replaceable thumbsticks that we're going to get into their shapes and sizes and all things like that. But when I gripped the controller, first impressions, it do feel good. It feels good. It looked beautiful. I'll explain the type of controller that I got, how I got it, and shipping times and all that. But just the first impressions, it looked very nice. It looked very good. I like the buttons. Everything about this controller definitely was cool. And you'll even notice that PS button is replaced with the Hex Gaming logo, which is kind of cool because it feels like an actual button. The PS5 button, it feels a little more like a symbol or like a logo. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just, the button, I definitely like the button better. Like, that's just the truth. Like, I like the button better, that's for sure. But everything else about this thing felt really good. I liked what I purchased immediately right out the box. But now let's talk a little bit more about the pricing and shipping, because I think you guys need to understand that a little bit more before making this purchase. So a regular Hex Gaming Rival controller is $199. So then why, Chukavelli, did you spend $269.99? Well, it's because I customized mine. Now, I didn't customize mine, I think, all the way to the max that it could have been customized out to. I'm not really that kind of person, but I did customize mine in a way that I enjoyed. What I did was that I simply bought the premium edition, which kind of comes pre-built, customized, and I just got the one that I liked. And then I added smart triggers onto that thing, and that's why it ended up costing me $269.99. Am I happy with my purchase? Moving on, let's go on to... No, but seriously, I am pretty happy with my purchase. It was a more expensive purchase, but it definitely feels a little bit more luxurious. You know, you don't complain when you get a Rolls Royce, right? You gotta spend what you got. If you want nice things, you gotta spend the money that's equivalent to that. As for the shipping time of this controller, it only took me 6 days to get it. I ordered it on the 25th of December, got it on the 1st of January. I don't even know what else to say. Its competitors, like AIM, of whose controllers I ordered on the same day, are telling me I may not get my controllers till like the end of January. Then you have Scuff, who their paddle controllers, I don't even know when they'll be back out. I don't even know when they'll restock them or anything. I don't know. Whereas Hex Gaming is consistently getting controllers out to its customers, and how can you really be mad? As for the pricing, I definitely would like to see a price drop. I think that will eventually, inevitably happen when their competitors finally catch up to them and start making controllers at the same rate, maybe even more controllers than them. I'm sure that they'll drop their price, and as COVID continues to clear up and manufacturing can speed up again, I'm sure that they'll lower their price. I don't know if maybe this is just the price that they have to sell their controllers at right now. If it is, then okay. But if it ain't, come on, please drop the price. That's the only thing that I can really say about the pricing. So like I said, straight out the box, this is just a beautiful controller. I mean, in every shape and form, I think I got shipped to me a wonderful controller. That is my honest opinion. As for the functionalities of the controller, they didn't drop the ball there either. So let's first talk about the triggers. I got the fast shot digital buttons, which are basically just smart triggers. I don't know why they called it that like whole fancy thing on Hex Gaming, but it's basically just like, you know, smart triggers, trigger stoppers, stuff like that. And so as you can see, my triggers won't go all the way down. You see, I got the fast trigger stuff. Now understand that if you get the smart triggers for the controller, you won't have adaptive triggers for that controller. So you can't have both on the controller. If you have smart triggers on the PS5 controller, then you don't have adaptive, and if you have adaptive, then you don't have smart triggers. I just wanted to explain that. So if you're a person that really wanted to enjoy like the experience of having a PS5, you know, Ratchet and Clank, God of War, Miles Morales, and so on and so forth, then you may not want to put the smart triggers on the controller. But if you're really just a shooter and you want to, and you know that you're going to be playing Apex and COD, then you can go get the smart triggers and just have fun that way. And on the back of the controller, I have this like rubberized grip, which is pretty cool. I've never been the type of person that was helped nor hurt by the type of feel the controller has on the back. My hands don't really get sweaty or anything like that, but I definitely find myself holding the controller a little more firmly. So I'm not mad with the grip that I got. In fact, the only thing that I would say about the grip, I would have liked a slightly different design, but it's okay. That's just a preference thing. It still looks like a beautiful controller to me. As for the sound of the controller, the smart triggers, they don't really click much. I'll give you a sound test right here. You see, it's kind of like mushy. It's not like a real mouse click, whereas the bumpers and the back paddles are. So you hear this? Definitely more clicky. And the back paddles, way more clicky. So that's what we have here. I don't mind what I'm hearing. I actually like the clickiness a lot. I actually wish the smart triggers were a little more clicky. Now as for the paddles, I'm in love with them. They're a great size. They're nice and thick. They're also placed right where you would put your middle fingers on the controller. You know, some people like 4 paddles, but they make 2 feel really, really good. The paddles are right where you would want them. They don't necessarily come defaulted to any button. You really have to map them once you get it, which we are about to get into. But they're wonderful paddles. I love them 100%. But now let's talk about the hands down best feature of this controller, which is your ability to remap the paddle buttons without the need of some extra software or some other type of service. All you need is this button in the back right here. So how this works is that first you need to connect this to your PS5 console. That's just to be able to remap the button. This controller can work wirelessly, but in order to remap the buttons, you are going to have to plug it into your PS5 console. So once you've done that, you just press this button, a red light will flash. Once that red light flashes, you're going to hold down the paddle along with whatever button that you want to remap the paddle to. Then, after it blinks quickly for 3 times, you let go, and it's remapped. It's very simple, very easy. And then you do the same thing with the other paddle. And if you happen to not like your paddle configurations, all you have to do is hold down the up and left D-pad, along with the triangle and circle buttons, along with L1 and R1 bumpers. You just hold it like that, it cancels the entire configuration, and then you can remap them however you want. Very simple, very easy. I tried it myself. It was a little tricky at first because you really have to watch the light. Like, the light isn't that bright, but very simple, very easy, and that was that. So I love that so much. You know, Razer, you need to use the softwares. You know, Xbox wireless controllers, you need to use softwares, all these different things. With this one, it was done and done, and that was incredible for me. I was able to even get a little bit of gameplay in using these controllers, and hope you like it. Now as for the thumbsticks, you do get 4 extra thumbsticks. You get concave regular, domed medium, concave long, and domed long. Very easy to adjust and put them in and out. Me personally, I've never been a domed user, really, so the concave is definitely more my speed. The thumbsticks don't really wow me in any sense. They're just regular thumbsticks. It's not like with the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, where the thumbsticks are a little more interesting. You know, they're just replaceable thumbsticks, so they're okay. There's nothing good nor bad to say about them. You just get extra thumbsticks. But overall, for me, the controller is literally a top tier controller. I enjoy it at every single level. I love the way that it feels, the way that it plays, the way that it holds, everything about it. Only thing that I would switch is the trigger situation like I mentioned earlier in the video. Now, is it worth the $269.99 that I paid for it? Maybe. There aren't many controllers where I would say that they are actually worth this premium of a price. But when you factor in the climate that we're kind of in right now, manufacturing is hard and there aren't many paddle PlayStation 5 controllers out there, along with how nice it does look, I would shave it down about 40 bucks. You know, I think you should be able to customize it and get it for 200, not 269. But I'm not so appalled by the price just because of what it's like right now. I guess I can kind of get that. But it's a really nice controller. It's a really nice controller. I like it a lot. I'm happy with the purchase. You know, it's one of those things that if you got it, then you get it. Now, as for me, I know that this is definitely going to be one of my favorite controllers to play with. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Really no complaints besides price. That's just the truth. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel about everything that I just said. Can you update me on anything? Is there anything that I got wrong or right? I would really appreciate it. Please enjoy the video. I hope that you liked and subscribed. It would really mean a lot to a youngin'. That's all that I can ask for. Enjoy the rest of your day. And Happy New Year's yet again to all those watching. Thank you. Have a great night.